Gabe, glad to see you back.
Mhm.
What's it like going through this process with the uncertainty of the G League? I know two ways most likely to spend the entire season with the Heat, but what's it like for a young player in the situation you were in, if you didn't know whether there would have been a G League or not? Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I mean, obviously for myself, for many other guys that are now in the NBA, the G Leagues was super important for them. It gave them an opportunity to grow, gave them an opportunity to showcase their skills, and to eventually get the call up. So to be a young guy coming into this process, um, not knowing if that'll even be available to you, that outlet to then level up, it's got to be tough mentally for them going through that.
And then part two of this is because of the situation, a lot more guys might get to play meaningful minutes than maybe expected or anticipated, unfortunately, because of COVID infection. So are you sort of looking at this as more of a season where a two-way player might have a lot more opportunity in the NBA than maybe even your experience previously? Thank you.
I'd say it's definitely different. Like you're saying, it's a quicker season in terms of the off season is shorter. Games are going to be more back to back, so there may be more opportunity for more substantial minutes than the last 30 seconds or whatever the case may be. When with opportunity comes chance to increase your spacing in the ranks. So that opportunity is obviously there. It's going to be exciting to watch, exciting to be a part of, and looking forward to it.
All right, next we have Christos Saltas with STNA Greece. Go ahead.
Hello, Gabe. I have two questions for you. The first one is, how could you describe your collaboration with Goran Dragic so far, and what did you learn from him?
I've learned a lot from Goran. Definitely time in the bubble. Our team got much closer. I know UD had mentioned a lot that, we're like a family. And I think that's still true. I hang out with Goran off the court at times, and I look up to him in many different ways, and we stay in touch and communicate. And I'm still learning from Goran. But just in terms of his game, the way he's paced, the way he controls the floor, communicates with guys, the way he gets to the basket and finishes at his size. So Goran has a lot to his game. It's a little bit different. He brings a little bit of that European style, obviously. He's really efficient. So I've been learning a lot from Goran, continuing to learn, and love being around him.
And the second question is, what are your expectations about next season, and what are you willing to give on the court?
Whatever we need. I think our expectation is the same as it is every year, to compete for a title. That's pretty much what the Miami Heat organization is about. We're looking to compete, and we're looking to win a title. So that's the plan. We're trying to compete for championships, and I'm going to give whatever this team needs me to accomplish that ultimate goal.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Barry Jackson with the Miami Herald.
Hi, Gabe. During the bubble and at the end of the bubble, what were the areas that Spo and Quinny and AC told you they'd like you to work on toward improving your game? What one or two things were most emphasized?
Yeah, I think in the bubble, before I got to the bubble, I was working a lot on being off the ball. And once I got there, I found myself handling the ball a lot more than I had anticipated, playing more of a combo than just a two guard. I found myself being, primarily a point guard within the bubble at times. So I think that was the emphasis, just working on that part of my game, continue to raise my IQ in the game, continue to study other offensive players, continue to study other defensive players, one of which was Avery Bradley. So it'd be nice to have him here and be able to work with him and pick his brain up close. So just been working on all assets of my game, but definitely being more on the ball and being able to control the floor.
Was Bradley flattered if you told him that you actually had evaluated his game before the Heat signed him?
We haven't talked about it yet. We haven't had too much time to break it down yet, but I'm looking forward to having that conversation and trying to pick his brain and just get to know how he thinks and how he approaches the game outside of just seeing it through some film.